I work in the oil and gas industry. And I want to ask, how can I innovate something new in my industry with the help of AI and machine learning? The oil and the gas industry. So, when it comes to oil and gas, the industry, you there's a whole different set of things you do. One of the things you do is prospecting. Prospecting means you try and figure out where you can find new deposits of oil and gas, typically offshore. So, for example, one of the things that kind of I find perplexing is, look, let's take a look at the map. Where's the map? Here's the map. So we know that there's a tremendous amount of oil and gas, oil, etc., petroleum deposits in Saudi Arabia, yeah, in Kuwait, in Iraq, in Iran, in the Persian Gulf, Oman, the UAE, etc. Right? And when it comes to these regions, they're not far from India. So, and we also know that there's some deposits at what Bombay High they call it, or somewhere off the coast of Western India near the city of Mumbai. I wonder why we have never really tried to prospect for oil and gas off the coastline of India. I am pretty sure if we look seriously and if we look extensively, we may be able to end up discovering more deposits than you have in the West Asia region. But we haven't done that. We know that there have been some deposits discovered in the past in Assam, but it looks like we haven't even tried. So one of the things you can do in the oil and gas industry is to kind of try and figure out how to discover new deposits based on existing geological etc data, gravity maps, or whatever geological things you have, data you have. That's one thing you could do. So prospecting is one thing. What else could you do? I suppose I can think of prospecting, but I'm sure as somebody who's a professional in the industry, you can think of lots of ways of innovating in the industry using AI and machine learning. So one example I can give you is prospecting. One thing you do in astronomy today, okay? We have data, astronomical data that goes back at least a century now. Old star maps and images and all that. Tremendous amount of data is there and stored, digitized and all that. But the data is so voluminous and copious that it's very hard for humans to go through all of that. So what you can do, so what astronomers are doing these days is using AI and machine learning to sort through all this ancient data, the past 100 years, various images of stars and all that, and try and find anomalies. And they have found anomalies. There are stars that have disappeared, just winked off for some reason. So you can find a lot of anomalies just like that by feeding this data into an AI system, into a neural network or whatever, which is designed to parse through this. So you could do something similar for the sake of for the purpose of prospecting by feeding that sort of data into an AI system, customized AI system. That's one thing I can think of. I'm sure you can think of more.